Hey guys, welcome to my legal classes. This is Ganesh Pujari and we were discussing the essentials of valid contract under section 10. We have already discussed person competitive contract in our previous few videos, and from this video we are starting focusing on the second important element of the valid contract, that is free consent. Free consent is one of the most important, one of the most interesting concept. So I'm not going to break it in just one video. I'm going to make series of videos on free consent to elaborate each of the term that is being given for free consent, and this video will give a glimpse of the entire concept of free consent, and this is just a single slide video. Why to waste time? Let's get into that single slide. Consent is discussed between section 13 to section 22 of the Act, and section 13 defines what is consent. It says two or more persons are said to consent when they agree upon the same thing in the same sense. For example, if A want to sell his car to Mr. B for rupees 5 lakh, and if B want to buy A's car for rupees 5 lakh, and if the car is same and the amount is same by both the parties, that means both the parties have come into consent. Now, section 14 discusses about free consent, which says consent is said to be free when it is not caused by. From then, it takes a series of sections starting from section 15 to section 22. So it becomes very important for us to understand section 15 to 22 in detail, because they are supporting section 14, because section 14 just says consent is said to be free when it is not caused by coercion, which is discussed under section 15, and then section 16 and 19a discusses about undue influence, and then we have section 17 which discusses about fraud, and then section 18 discusses about misrepresentation, and finally the section 20, 21 and 22 discuss about mistake. If a consent is not given because of the coercion or undue influence or by fraud or by misrepresentation or by mistake, in that case that is called as free consent. That is all you need to know when it comes to free consent. And how are we going to understand all this concept? What is coercion, or what is undue influence, what is fraud, or what is misrepresentation, what is mistake? We are going to have detailed discussion on each of them in my future videos, along with few principles or case laws, whatever way it is relevant to discuss those topics. So I'm going to make at least 4 videos in this series so that you have concept on each of these terms, and you can elaborate if there is any short question on those terms also, or if you have a continue or a complete question on free consent, you can utilize all those videos as a source of your answer. With that, I'm concluding this particular video. When I'm saying I'm concluding this particular video, it doesn't mean that we have learned everything about free consent. There are many more things we need to learn about free consent, for which I'm going to make independent videos on each of those concepts, so that you have case laws, you have illustrations, you have all required material for your exams. Now that's my job. I am doing it very honestly, and what is that you need to do? Please subscribe my channel, please like, share and comment my videos. All the very best for whatsoever purpose you are watching my channel, and thank you so much for watching me.